guys.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Children of Time podcast. We're finally back. Yay!
Yay!
It's been so long since we've recorded. Everybody just has, very busy lives. I know I have. Uh, but yeah, we're back. Again, it's not Dylan you're hearing, it's a female. I'm Simone and I'm joined by Sarah. How's it going, Sarah?
Going very well. Good to be
Yay.
back.
I'm good, just working and um working on podcast stuff mostly. So yeah, it has been a long time. Sorry about the huge gaps between uploads.
I think
But
it's
we are back
been,
to sorry,
I don't know. I think it's been like 3 months since we recorded. I think the last time we recorded was like the day after Christmas.
probably. I know it was the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jessica's here.
Hey, and then we just joined by Jessica just in time. Hey, Jess.
Hello.
You lied.
You just had to jump in for a bit, but how are you doing?
I'm good. Just trying to get everything settled. Had a late night at a concert, so I'm enjoying my morning off.
Ooh, I'm sick that we can get the three of us. You guys can't see it obviously, but we're actually in a video call right now. I can see a freelance Wales poster, Jess.
What? Yes, I saw them
Freelance Wales.
back in 2002. Or
Oh
sorry,
wow,
2012. 2012. I went to St. Louis and got to see them there. That was a lot of fun.
that's Darren's brother's band, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And by Darren I mean Darren Chris. But anyway, I'm glad
He's
you
good
guys
at
are
everything.
listening. I think I've missed you guys just as much as the listeners will have.
It's been a while. I'm
Yeah.
sad that it's been so long, but we're back.
We're back. So, yep, we're going to jump right into the first part of the season 8 finale, Dark Water, which was an exciting one. And yeah, get into it. So, Clara's ready to confess to Danny the adventure she's been having with the doctor. She's going to tell him over the phone, and she's got sticky notes everywhere about everything that they've done. But over the phone, Danny steps onto the road and is killed by an oncoming car. She can't deal with the grief once she finds out, so she goes to the doctor for help, with the intention that he'll change the events. What did you guys think of the opening? Did you understand what the post-it notes were about?
I'm hearing a lot of crying babies.
Oh, sorry, that's my end. It's my sister's kids. How am I gonna block them out? Ugh. I thought that was what you guys were hearing. Should we wait until they calm down? Can you still
Okay.
hear them?
Not as bad. Now I don't hear
Sorry?
anything.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't.
So I have to start that bit of the recap over again.
Maybe.
Probably best so. Okay. So Clara's ready to confess to Danny the adventure she's been having with the doctor. She's got post-it notes all over the place while she's talking to him on the phone. So she's just about to tell him when Danny steps onto the road and is killed by an oncoming car. She can't handle the grief when she finds out, so she calls the doctor for help with the intention that he'll change the events. And by intentions, she means she's going to make him. What did you guys think of the opening? Did you know what the post-it notes meant?
I thought it was very intense opening. I thought the acting by Jenna was amazing. And as for Danny dying, I was kind of shocked, but sad. But but I was interested. I was intrigued on where this was going to go.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. It made me really excited for the episode. Jess, what did you think?
Oh, I was, devastated. I adored Danny. I thought his character was rich, and we lost him too soon, kind of thing. Only to find out more as the episode went on. But I mean, I didn't really pick up anything from the post-its. I mean, I know that, like, for me personally, I will make mental notes of, something's either bothering me or I'm trying to hash out something, and I'll make notes and trying to suss out how I'm feeling or suss out the next steps that I want to take. So I mean, to me, it just seemed like Clara was working through all of the consequences, everything that she's experienced, and what all does this mean when she's trying to come clean to Danny. It was just an unbelievably raw moment, and I commend Jenna for being able to communicate that.
Cool. Jess, I've missed your analyses. So after the credits, the doctor picks Clara up, asking her where she wants to go. He senses something's wrong, but Clara doesn't let it on. She's very airy-fairy. So the doctor takes her to a volcano, and all the while she's collecting up TARDIS keys from different hiding places in the console room. So at some point she's figured out where his hiding places for all his keys are. So after the doctor sets the destination, Clara uses a sleep patch on him. So the doctor seemingly wakes when he gets on the volcanic planet, and Clara tells him what's happened and that she's holding 7 TARDIS keys hostage. So what was your reaction to the whole TARDIS key thing? I mean, this is the first time that we learn that he keeps a multitude of TARDIS keys inside the console room. So what do you think? Yes.
Yeah, all throughout the season, we've seen Clara get increasingly more forgiving of the Doctor's actions, even if they seem extreme, or there's the whole morality compass that she's been the moral compass, and then slowly it's getting more gray. And here it seems like she's pretty much crossed the line. This was what I mean. She's willing to sacrifice everything and anything, like including her relationship with the Doctor, including it was a strong moment in the sense that I didn't really feel that Clara felt the same way about Danny as he felt about her, but this scene convinced me otherwise, that she was absolutely crushed by his death, and this was the only way to get him back, was to basically betray everything that she believed in the Doctor for.
Definitely. I think this scene was the one that sold me on the episode, and Clara and Danny. Jenna did an awesome job. Sarah, what did you think?
I thought this was the best part of the whole episode. It
Yeah.
was like I said earlier. I mean, I know you use this word again, but it was really intense. I thought the acting, again, by Jenna and by Peter in this scene was amazing. And I really love the setting of the scene at the volcano. It's like the eruptions going on, and then Clara kind of just erupted in that moment as well, and throwing the TARDIS keys, and she snapped, just like a volcano does. She just snaps. Boom! But I really, really love this scene. And also, the 7 TARDIS keys, I just counted on my fingers the 7 companions, I guess, like Rose, Martha, Donna, Amy, Rory, Clara, and maybe the Doctor. I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing a companion right there, but that's like the 7 companion keys, maybe.
Oh, true.
Maybe that 7th key is Rivers.
Let's hope they're not his Horcruxes. That would explain regeneration. No. So yeah, that was an amazing way to start the episode. So and I feel like it was very convenient that they were happening to arrive at a volcano. Very convenient for Clara.
I was hoping it was going to be Pompeii. I really, really want to see Pompeii and how God, what was his name in the episode? How Peter Capaldi's character in the Pompeii episode ties into him as the Doctor, if it ever will.
I don't know that they're going to do it.
I thought it was going to tie in, but I guess they're not going to do anything because if they would have, they've done it already.
That reminds me, wasn't there supposed to be an episode called The Ghosts of Pompeii?
I think it was just a rumor. No.
And weren't they supposed to explain why the Doctor had his face?
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah,
I guess
they never did it, and I'm pretty sure Stephen Moffat or somebody else said that we'd find out.
Maybe in season 9.
I suppose there would be some issues with the Doctor arriving in Pompeii and running into Ten and Donna in terms of paradoxes.
That would be one killer episode if they were able to swing it. I mean, most people who've been on Doctor Who are ready and excited to come back for cameos, but it might not be something that they can really arrange via schedules and everything else.
Yeah.
But it seems like British TV is a lot more flexible on casting people, even though they've already made appearances before. I mean, American TV almost never does that in comparison. So I would say that I'm not holding out hope that Ghosts of Pompeii would happen, but it would be really exciting to see if that ever gets explained.
I really hope so. I mean, there's jokes everywhere about the British actor closet with the actors inside.
I don't know. I mean, really fast. I did want to throw this out there. I was kind of upset that the whole TARDIS key at the volcano thing was just an illusion. I really wanted that to happen. I wanted the stakes to have gone there, except we were like, this is how high and how far she's willing to go, and oh wait, this is only in her mind, and now we're going on this other thing. I wanted that break in relationship I wanted to see the consequences of it, and it just kind of was glossed over.
Actually, yeah, I agree. I kind of wish that was real as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt a little bit of that disappointment as well. Although, as far as we know, the Doctor doesn't need a key to open the TARDIS.
He just snaps his fingers.
Yeah, I mean, can he not do that anymore? Because he seemed to react to it like it was a very real consequence possibility. I mean,
what if he loses his hands? He needs a key. I don't know.
I don't know. I hope he doesn't need the key. Because 11 didn't need a key, so it's obviously not something that's specific to 10. But anyway, Clara reveals that she knows lava can destroy them, so she starts destroying them one by one, the 7 keys, by throwing them into the lava if the Doctor doesn't agree to try and save Danny. And he keeps disagreeing. So she proves she's serious by getting down to the one last key. The Doctor refuses once again, point blank, to save Danny's life. So she lets the last one fall, and she's very upset about this, as if she'd never really planned to go through with it. So yeah, as soon as she let that last key go, she was absolutely distraught. But in the end, they are brought back to the TARDIS, and it's revealed that the Doctor did a turnaround on her and placed the sleeping patch on her. So she was the one having the dream state, and he now knows what she was planning to do. So I mean, I know that we were all a tiny bit disappointed about the TARDIS key thing not being real, but what did you think about the rest of the situation? Sarah.
What did I think about the whole situation? Basically everything that I just said before. I don't know.
I think
I mean,
we rushed on ahead.
yeah.
It kind of reminded me of what was the name of that episode? A season 3 episode with the human emotion drug patches.
Oh, Gridlock.
Yes, good luck. It really reminded me of that.
Lock.
Yeah.
Good
I
episode.
wonder, I wonder if the patches are remnants of that, although Ken certainly didn't want to have anything to do with those patches. So I'm surprised that 12 has something like that around.
Maybe he has trouble sleeping.
I've definitely been reminded quite a bit about Ken as I'm recapping this. So,
I don't know. Do you think the doctor was right in refusing Clara's demand?
in a way, yes. Yeah, I mean, he definitely had his reasons, and I can see how it would upset the order of things if he'd tried to do it. I mean, Sarah, do you think he was right?
I think he was right. Yeah. If I was the doctor, I probably would have done the same thing.
It doesn't
But if
help
you're
that
Clara,
she's grieving too much to be logical,
Mhm.
so she can't actually hear his arguments right now. Uh, but regardless, the two are brought back to reality, and he reveals that it was a telepathic test to see how far she'd be willing to go. Um, so the doctor in the end agrees to do everything he can. Uh, and she's really surprised by this. She basically says, "Why would you do this for me?" And he shows that he's still very hurt, and he says that you let me down, but he still wants to do it for her. So that says a lot about him. And it was pretty tough when he said that Clara had let him down that badly. I mean, like, has he ever have you ever run into a situation where the companions let him down that badly before?
Uh, I don't. I don't know. Uh,
I don't
Rose
think
has
so.
never let him down. I don't think. Well, Rose let Eccleston down. Did she? Oh yeah, in Father's Day, I guess. Rose kind of let the
yeah,
doctor
she
down.
was insistent on saving her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha. I'm replaying Martha's season in my mind. I don't believe she ever let him down. I don't think Donna ever did. Uh, River might have. Uh, in the
There's a
wedding.
whole, killing him thing.
Yeah. And in the wedding of River,
Just a little bit.
when the doctor says, you embarrass me. So that was hard to hear as well when he told River that. Amy and Rory, I don't think ever did.
No.
And then Clara for this.
It was the funny thing is Father's Day. The situation was kind of similar to this.
True. Yeah.
The dead loved one.
Except for she didn't have the same. I don't remember her having the same relationship with her father that, like, if I remember right, he died so long ago that she didn't have the opportunity to establish the relationship, whereas Danny and Clara obviously did have a relationship.
Yeah. Different context, same sort of situation.
Yeah, she was fighting for the what could have been as opposed to the what was.
Yes. So we cut to Danny, surprisingly enough. I wasn't expecting this. And he wakes up in the Neversphere and is greeted by a man named Seb who informs him that he's dead. And so the Doctor and Clara go to a place called 3W where they see skeletons sealed in watery graves. Remind me, how did they think of this 3W place?
You mean how did they get there?
Yeah. I mean,
So
how did they think to go to this place?
Clara put her hands in that jelly thing and
Yeah,
thought of, and
she
they
was thinking of Danny, and there was a
the
there was like
TARDIS
a
kind of linked
telepathic
down,
connection or something.
went there.
Yeah. So via her consciousness, Clara directs the TARDIS to 3W, and yeah, it's quite a creepy place with skeletons and watery graves. They're greeted by Missy, who we've seen a few times this season, but not really on Earth. Um, she states that he clearly didn't receive the former advanced materials, so she kisses the Doctor and claims to be a mobile intelligence systems interface. Missy lets the Doctor feel her heart and with a reaction of quiet surprise from the Doctor. Missy is absolutely strange. I mean, what did you guys think of Missy? Jess?
I'm trying to remember how I felt about her prior to being spoiled.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. I mean, she was just as outlandish of a character as you might expect. You know, I have all the secrets. You know, watch what I do, kind of thing. You know, she was really playing up the um, she's got cards to play kind of thing. So I'm trying to remember. You know, because it was fun just watching her mess with the Doctor, but I'm trying to remember what I thought about her prior to knowing who she actually was.
Yeah, the BBC really spoiled it, didn't they? They
He
put up
did.
a big, huge banner, like as soon as the episode had aired in the UK, it was on Facebook. It was ridiculous.
Move, BBC.
That's why everything should have same day release.
Uh,
Yay!
yeah. I guess there's reasons that's not possible for some reason, I don't know. Sarah, did you think anything in particular about Missy from that first Missy scene?
I loved it. I was cracking up with her delivery. Michelle Gomez was amazing. All of her facial expressions was just hilarious, and she is totally bonkers, and I loved it.
She's
I
awesome.
love, yeah, I loved it, and I loved how she pretended to be a robot. I guess I thought that was
I
hilarious.
liked that too.
I absolutely love her master. I think after I had seen the episode, I watched it with my mum, and throughout pretty much the entire episode, she thought Missy was River, which was
Really?
interesting. And I just let her keep thinking that.
Yeah.
So, back at the Neversphere, Seb asked Danny if he's ever killed someone, due to a request from someone Danny could have killed in the army. Remembering his bad day, the child Danny accidentally killed is revealed to him. So we kind of get a bit more background on Danny and why he cried about in class when that kid asked him if he'd ever killed anyone. So he's sort of met with his own personal version of hell, I guess. Even though this place is supposed to be heaven. What did you think about the reveal of what Danny did?
I kind of
Jen?
always expected it. Sorry, I totally went
Sorry,
ahead.
no.
You say you did expect it?
I always kind of expected that Danny accidentally killed a kid. I kind of already always had that in the back of my mind, so the reveal wasn't so shocking. I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of already just assumed that that was what it was. Still, I didn't expect Danny to actually meet the kid in Promised Land or the Nethersphere or whatever the hell they are. But I kind of always knew.
See, I hadn't quite made
Yeah.
the jump to it being a child. I figured that something
Yeah.
regrettable had happened when he was a soldier. And so all of the way that he behaves at the school was in, trying to not overcome, but trying to compensate for what he had done. And that was very easy to believe, but it was sad, because you could see how the guilt of it had, continued to wear on him. It definitely set up a really nice exchange for what would happen in part 2.
I definitely didn't make the jump to it being a kid either, although I did think that he killed some.
I'm the only one who thought that.
Here is a tuition.
Okay.
So Danny meets with the child, and Danny tries to reach out to the kid, but the child runs away. He and Seb then hear a man screaming, and Seb explains to him that someone left his body to science. So people in this Neverworld can clearly feel the pain done to their bodies. Is it bad that I kind of found this a little funny?
It was a little extreme. I could see it being funny.
That looks like somebody left their body to science, but I don't know.
Oh, well, his delivery of that line was funny.
Yeah.
But I think, I actually thought the whole premises of a person still being conscious after death was kind of creepy, especially since I was once considering leaving my body to science. So.
Did this episode change your mind?
Yeah, I'd rather stay cold underground.
See, it didn't affect what I think of when I'm dead. I
really don't think that they're conscious after death, but like, oh God, like here I am thinking at that point leaving my body to science, and I'm like, crap.
Well, it's not an unusual thought. I mean, many different cultures and religious faiths believe that if you are cremated, then you don't have a body to come back to with, like the rapture or some other, second coming of whatever deity, happens. So it's not an uncommon thing. I think it was interesting how they threw in, how this is all scientific into it, but it's not an unusual concept.
No, definitely not. So Chang, who is Missy's assistant, explains to the Doctor and Clara that 3W was established after a discovery from television static. That they found a Dr. Scarosa translated to be distant voices. So that is also creepy. Mm-hmm. Again, I feel like that is the concept of a Doctor Who episode that never happened. The television static thing.
Well, it's funny because we don't get that now. I mean, if you were older and remember tracking and things like that with VCRs and television and everything like that, then it's something that, oh wow, I've experienced this. This could be something that's kind of real and creepy and everything else. That doesn't happen now. I would imagine a lot of people watching this are like, I don't know what they're talking about.
It's Poltergeist. A movie. Poltergeist.
The Poltergeist. Yeah. What Poltergeist came out in the 80s?
Yeah, 82, I think. Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Oh, okay. The first thing that comes up is that they're remaking Poltergeist.
Yeah, they are, and it's you can't.
82. Poltergeist came out in 82, and it looks like they're remaking it now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Due up this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be released May 22nd.
I am upset.
What?
I am upset about that. I love the original Poltergeist.
You never know, the movie could be good. In New Zealand, we actually do still get static if the TV isn't, if the TV reception isn't picking up the channel. I
It's
don't
kind
know
of
about the US. Do you guys not get static anymore? If like the
No.
cable
um
cable
Um,
if I change my TV setting to something else, depending on my TV setting, I'll get static.
Okay.
But normally not anymore.
now that I'm thinking about it, there was, yeah, if you're changing it from a different setting, but it was muted, so you didn't actually hear the sound. It was just the snow on the
Yeah,
screen.
I don't think we get the noise anymore. We just get the snow as well. But the snow itself is still there though. Anyway, so the founder Dr. Scarosa believed them to be the voices of the dead, and Scarosa isolated some of them. Chan plays a recording of the voice that inspired 3W's founding, "Don't Cremate Me." Chan tells them that the dead are still conscious and aware of everything that happens to their body. So that's just as creepy as we were talking about before. Uh, to be honest, I don't think that would inspire me to make a company. It'd probably inspire me to hide. Really.
Was I the
um,
only one getting was I the only one during this whole scene getting very, very annoyed along with the doctor? Like, come on, just say it already. Like, what is it? He just keeps going on and on and on. And the doctor's even getting frustrated. He's just like, come on, just tell me already. And he's just
which is
like, yes, and it's going to change you. I like, just say it. Like, what are the words? It was like that episode in Once Upon a Time just a couple of weeks ago when Snow has this great monologue, but she's not telling Regina what she needs to tell her. Like, even Regina was just like, I don't understand. What did you do? It was just kind of like that.
Dramatic effect.
yes, of
Yeah.
course. And it's kind of telling that the doctor's getting frustrated with it because we all know that the doctor loves him some science. So, if anyone would be interested in this stuff, it would be him. Uh, so meanwhile, Seb is explaining the same thing to Danny, who's constantly feeling cold, and it's because he's still connected to his body, which is being kept in a cold place. So if I was Danny, I'd be comforted by that thought that it was being kept cold and preserved. So the doctor states his belief that the dead don't come back, and Chan establishes a communication channel to the Neversphere to prove that they do. Clara is able to speak to Danny with Seb's assistance, and the doctor tells Clara to ask Danny questions only he would know the answer to. So what did you guys think of the communication thing, Jess?
Um, I thought it was a really interesting moment where, because a lot of times when people die in films and things like that, it's always, what was the last thing that you wanted to say? And here it's almost a test. And they are both Danny and Clara are so strong-willed, and it's just seeing who is going to win out of this contest kind of thing. She's wanting to get the answers to bring him back, and he's more or less accepted his fate and is trying everything he can to, keep her alive, even post-death. And so, I don't know, I thought it was a really, kind of tense situation. And, what if we had that ability to communicate with our loved ones after death? Was that something that we would actually want? It seems to raise a few more questions than answers.
And it sort of raises the question, would you be able to stop talking? I mean, would you want to start that conversation if it meant that it would have to stop and eventually they go? I mean, like, will it offer you more closure or less closure? I don't know. Sarah, what did you think?
The same. Yeah.
Um,
Kind of sweet that Danny was trying to keep Clara alive even after death. So I thought that was nice. And I was actually, commend Clara for actually turning off the computer screen at the end of
Yeah.
that. Because, like you said, I don't know if I could. If that
Well,
was me.
it's kind of one of those things. It's like, since his death was so sudden, she didn't have an opportunity for closure. But when, say, somebody has lived, 90 plus years and is, kind of succumbing to age and the body breaking down, then you have a little bit more time, through family and friends to kind of accept what's going to happen. So you have those moments, and you have that opportunity for closure. So I can see how it would go both ways. But yeah, it was kind of one of those things that I wasn't quite following just how deeply they cared for one another, because it seemed like it all happened very quickly.
Yeah.
But just the level of intimacy that they somehow, in spite of all the lying and everything else that was going on, that they were still able to achieve that type of connection. And it seemed like, to me, it didn't seem so much as like a strength on Clara's part for turning off I think it was more of a frustration that she wasn't getting what she wanted, which was to, find him and bring him back. That he had put his foot down and said, this is the way it's going to be. And she just, disliked that comment, so she gave up.
Her frustration is probably the only reason she had the willpower to turn that screen off, I think. Anyway, Clara asked Danny the name of the restaurant they had there. Oh, sorry. Not getting ahead of myself. Misty activates the tank with all the skeletons inside them. And when Chang and the doctor arrive, Misty reveals that she was only pretending to be an android. Shock. So she kills Chang after a strange. She's sort of got Umbridge Harry Potter style attitude to playing nice. Asking him like acting sad about the fact that she has to kill him when really she's just gonna kill him. So as the tanks begin to empty, it's revealed that they are Cybermen. So were you guys happy to see the Cybermen again, Sarah?
No. No. It's Cybermen again. So
I was kind of mad that I didn't pick up on that they were Cybermen. I was just like, oh, skeletons submerged in water. That's kind of weird. It made more sense now that we can't see the skeleton, or you can't see the body of the Cyberman. I thought that was a nice twist. I was just kind of mad at myself for not picking up on it.
Same. I mean, I saw the Cybermen in the trailer, but it didn't click for me that the skeletons would have been Cybermen. So, meanwhile, Clara asked Danny to name the restaurant of their first date, and he can't remember it.
Did he not remember it, or did he choose not to divulge that information? Because if Clara found out that was really Danny she was speaking to, she was not going to give up until he was, alive again somehow.
I don't think he remembered at that point, because I don't think he knew what Clara was planning to do. Because I think it was later on in that scene when she was like, I will do whatever it takes to get you, and you need to prove to me that you're Danny. And then that's when Danny was like, oh no, but there's only one way, you can get here, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I honestly think he forgot. That based on how the scene played out later.
I'm liking Danny more and more as we're talking about this. So Missy shows the Doctor the Neversphere, which is part of the Matrix housing minds of the deceased in edited forms, while their bodies are being used for cyber conversion. The Doctor knows the Neversphere, it's actually a small sphere within 3W, which is containing the neural patterns that are actually Gallifreyan technology. And Missy reveals that she is indeed a Time Lord, or rather a Time Lady, as she prefers to be called. The Doctor asks her which Time Lady she is, and she says she's the one left for dead, without expecting her to find her way back. The Doctor runs out of the 3W, which is St. Paul's Cathedral. I mean, did you guys figure out by this point that it was the Master, or in this case, the Mistress?
I already knew beforehand that it was the Master, so
Yeah,
I don't remember. So I don't have that. I guess I don't have that experience of wondering, ooh, which Time Lady is it? Is it Romana? Is it I don't know any other Time Ladies, because I already knew it was the Master.
If only we hadn't been spoiled. Jess, you were spoiled too, right?
Way before that, though. I think.
Sorry?
I was spoiled way before that, though. Like from reading like the set reports and reading like coming up with fan theories that Missy was already short for Mistress, which is the equivalent to Master. So kind of already knew that it was the Master at that point.
Yeah.
So. The downside to spoilers.
Yeah.
I have a much easier time accepting the Doctor's regenerations than I did the Master's regeneration. I mean, I liked what she did with the character. I thought it was, really, really gripping to watch. Particularly, how far she's willing to go to make her point and yada yada yada. But I just loved season 3 Saxton Master. I loved that so much that it was really hard for me to kind of accept that he somehow survived and this is, the new version of him. Does that make sense?
Yes, because we never got a full explanation on how he survived.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest part too. I don't know how that happened.
That's my biggest with this whole thing. How? Like, what happened after he went back to Gallifrey with Rassilon, was right there. Like, how did he survive, and how did he regenerate, kind of? We never got the answer to that, so hopefully in season 9 we'll get it.
Yeah, hopefully we will. I loved the Saxon Master as well. I remember when I was first getting into Doctor Who, Utopia and what were his episodes called? Just the Saxon 3-parter. It had me on the
the sound of drums and the last of the Time Lords.
I've never heard of the Master at that point, and as far as I knew, there were no other Time Lords, so I was like, whoa. Yeah. So he did a great job on those episodes, really blew me away. But yes, the Master or the Mistress is back. So, Clara asks Danny for more information about her and tells him that if he is Danny, she is determined to find him in the Netherworld. She threatens to hang up if he says "I love you" one more time instead of answering her questions. Danny tells Clara she must live her life and not follow him. And he repeats the same words for the last time as she disconnects the connection signal. Seb gives Danny the option to delete himself, which would relieve him from the surge of emotional trauma from his call with Clara. So I'm assuming the delete option is to remove the emotions and begin the Cyberman conversion. But also the Danny and Clara scene was really sad. I mean, what did you think about it, Jess?
how did I? I'm sorry. What was that? Could you repeat that?
I'm assuming the delete option is to delete emotions
Hmm.
and making the cyber conversion. And also the scene between Danny and Clara was really sad. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it was really sad. I think the more interesting thing to me was the whole deleting of emotions thing, because I think we've all experienced that at some point. That if only we could just, stop feeling however we feel about, certain, negative experiences. Um, I, would it be worth forgetting about somebody who meant so much to you in order to stop feeling that way? I think that's really the question that it's asking. I think it means less. I don't know. It's interesting that okay, supposedly if we still have consciousness once we're dead and we're letting go on that end, well, people who are still alive and still grieving and trying to essentially get over the loss or experience the loss on that end. It's an interesting thought that the dead still have that same experience just from a different vantage point. But I don't know. It was something interesting to think about, but I'm not sure that the because at that point we've figured out it's the Cyberman. So I mean, is he going to take the easy way out and forget and then become a collective in this mass murdering machine?
Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if if did he press it? Did he press delete? Because
I don't think we find out in this episode whether he presses delete or not.
because I don't know if the the conversion happens automatically in the next episode or if he did press delete. Because I'm wondering, like, if he had known what was going to happen when he did press delete, would he have still done it? I don't know.
I think that he chose to press delete, which is what started the conversion into a cyber man. I don't think that had he known what was going to happen, that he would have accepted it. But I do think that he made the decision to stop hurting, and that was what happened.
But the fact that he still had some humanity left over still makes sense because we've seen it. You can fight it. I mean, if you guys remember remember Doomsday, with the former tortured leader, she got turned into a Cyberman and she was like, I did my part for Queen and country.
Yeah.
And killing some other Cybermen on the stairwell. So he probably did press delete, but he could fight it.
I was just talking with Brad, and he thinks that he didn't have time to press delete before the conversion and everything started to happen with all the evacuation of the building and everything. So that was why he was still able to hold on to his humanity in the next episode.
That makes a lot of sense. Can he be on the podcast?
Brad, do you want to be on the podcast? They like that. He's busy right now. He's just overhearing what I say.
But yeah, that is probably quite accurate. So back in 3W, oh sorry, getting ahead of myself again. No, I'm not. Back in 3W, Clara turns around to see a fully revealed Cyberman in the water tank. The Cybermen activate and they begin marching down the steps of St. Paul's Cathedral. The Doctor yells at civilians to run away, but he's dismissed as an angry Scotsman. The Doctor demands that Missy tells him who she truly is, and Missy reveals that her name is short for Mistress, as she couldn't keep calling herself by her previous title, the Master. The Doctor initially reacts with disbelief, then quickly turns to horror when he realizes She's telling the truth, and his old nemesis has returned. Dun 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 dun.
Again, the old nemesis has returned.
But how?
Yeah, not
I really hope that we find out how next season.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm interested. Perhaps, it'll tie into the Finding Gallifrey storyline.
Yeah, maybe when Gallifrey was saved, the Master just kind of got away. But I want to know how he survived go after destroying Rassilon and going back to Gallifrey. What happened?
Well, see, I'm okay with time jumps, but since she's already experienced being the Master as male, I'm only assuming that it took place after the end of the Time Lords, the last of the Time Lords, whatever that episode was called. So maybe this is taking place at another time completely that I am just unaware of.
Maybe he escaped through the crack when the Time Lords gave him a new regeneration cycle. Maybe the Master just kind of like.
Yeah, I think that's scary.
Slipped through.
Like he jumps out.
What?
No, I was thinking that the Master escaped through the crack when the Time Lords gave him the new regeneration cycle, and he just kind of like jumped out of the crack and went and became Missy.
I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
And was it just me?
I have no idea. That's something that they can say. Oh yeah, he escaped through the crack.
Is that that's a theory at the moment, right?
That's
I
not
haven't looked into it.
I can only hope we'll find out for sure in season 9. But the other thing is Clara took the Cyberman reveal really well, considering what she went through in the Nightmare in Silver. She wasn't too scared. And we kind of skimmed over it, but she also had the smarts to pretend to be the Doctor, which was interesting.
Next episode.
And they made that look completely different in the trailer.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how they made Clara look in the trailer like she was a trope after all?
That she was. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Do you guys remember how the trailer made Clara look? With the "You'll never step inside your TARDIS again" mashed together with the Clara elsewhere who existed. Yeah. So I was I'm gonna be honest, I was a little let down that they didn't go that road, because that would have been really interesting.
Trailer tricks. Editing is so sneaky. They make us believe one thing, and something else entirely happens.
Oh, trailer editors are the kings and queens of doing that.
I love it though. I love editing trailers.
So what did you guys think about the way Missy revealed who she was? Jess?
Oh,
I liked how it was. I really liked how it was in front of the public. Like, she had was not interested in hiding anymore. It was, trying to manipulate the Doctor from every moment, and it was continuing on at this point. She's belittling him, she's manipulating him, she's controlling him, she's controlling the situation. I thought it was grand for that type of reveal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved. Sorry, Sarah.
And I hate her reaction.
So you're breaking up a little bit.
No, I was just saying I love. No, I don't want to break up.
Alright, I think you're good now.
Okay, I was just saying I love Peter Capaldi's reaction to the Master. being back. Thought it was excellent. I love his disbelief and horror reaction, and then I love Missy's like, "Hi, I'm back" type of reaction, like, "Yeah, it's me," and
his
awesome.
face was priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I loved the line that I couldn't very well keep calling myself the master. The delivery of that was excellent. So yeah, I hope we get to see a lot more of this story next season.
Yeah, well, now there's
Yeah.
another question. How did Missy come back? Because I thought
How did Missy what?
Now the new question is, I know I'm getting ahead of myself because this happened in Death in Heaven. I think that's what the episode's called. But in season 9, it's just another question. How did Missy survive again?
I don't think she's actually killed. That's my short answer.
You think that was like a, I don't know, transport thing?
Yeah.
Like that episode with the time heist, I think it was, when they got shot and they got transported somewhere else.
The Bad Wolf.
What?
With the weakest link. They sort of did that there too.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, we got the Master and the Doctor again. In the Neversphere, Danny's still on the verge of disconnecting himself, and he sees the child he killed reflected in the screen of the iPad he holds. So it's sort of like a tense and exciting way to end the first half of the two-parter. I mean, what did you think of the ending? Jess was muted, but Jess?
I was muted because I was having lunch. I don't know. It really made me want to know how it was going to happen next. You know, Danny is being, faced with being turned into a Cyberman, but he's having to face something else.
Now you're breaking up. Yes.
I'm breaking up? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Say it again?
Hello? Everything about how it ended made me want to know what happened next, because something else that he would want to probably forget would be the killing of this little boy. So it's also raising the stakes of will he or will he not delete his emotions.
Yeah.
And no, I was just ready for the rest of the story.
Well, in that case, it did well as the first half. Sarah, what did you think?
I loved the episode. I don't remember how I felt when I first watched it, but I just watched it right before we started recording, and I really loved it. Again, I thought the best of it was the volcano scene. I thought that was just amazing, amazing scene. But the rest of it was stellar as well. It was a solid episode, and Missy was excellent, and I just really wanted to know more. I want to know more about her. I wanted to know more about Danny and what was going to happen with him. So all in all, it was a very good first parter. It made me want to watch the next episode. So it was a success.
Okay. So you'd give it a thumbs up? Alright. You can't see it, so just did a thumbs up. Jess, would you give it a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down?
I always feel like these two-parters are incomplete. I mean, that's the whole nature of it, so it's really hard for me to rate them singularly. So
yeah,
it's part of a larger narrative. So it felt like it was the hiatus. So I don't know that I can really rate it. I mean, I enjoyed the story. I thought it was, there was a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff worth unpacking. But I was just really wanting to know how it was all going to be resolved.
Alright, so we'd probably get a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways after we've recapped part 2. In our next episode, which hopefully will not take too much to record.
Yeah, which hopefully will take another record.
Sorry, Sarah.
No, I was just saying, like, it'll be discussed in the next episode, which hopefully won't take 3 months to record.
Yes. So, if any of us don't have anything else to say, I think that's the episode.
I guess so.
Yeah. We kind of skimmed a little bit for time, but we'll be back as soon as we can to record the final episode of season 8. What's the last episode of season 8? It is
Death in Heaven.
Death in Heaven.
We'll be back hopefully as soon as possible to record a recap of Death in Heaven, the finale of season 8, and then possibly we'll return to our flashback recaps. We left off in season 1, first 3 episodes of season 1. But for now, that's us. You can find us on Twitter at COT Podcast. Let us know your thoughts and what you think of the show so far, and whether you like the recaps, because we're definitely planning to keep going with those right up until where we are now. So yeah, for this episode, that's us. I'm Simone. I'm Simone.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Jessica.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, man.
I can never do that with a straight face.
I was like, I'm Simone.
Well, are playing chicken as to who has to go next.
Okay, cool. So we'll have the audio from this. I'll just rip it out and send it to Dylan. And we finally get another one.
Yay!
It was good to see you guys again.
See you in another 3 months.
Sorry?
See you in another 3 months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it regularly. I mean, like even if I have to record before work every now and then like this. It's too bad I couldn't get today off because then I could hang around for a bit longer.
Sundays are generally